They did it. Activision has single-handedly killed another game that people actually want to play. And this time, they did it twice in one day. They killed two birds with one stone. It's gotten so bad to the point where they are currently trending on the Bluebird app, which I'm sure they probably don't care or will even read, because I feel like at this point, they're so completely tone deaf to anything the community wants. They don't care. But if you don't know what I'm rambling about, and you haven't opened your eyes yet, you'll see something on the screen, and that game is called SM2. And I'm sure if you've watched me before, or even just maybe even seen the video, you've heard me talk about this game before. Now, SM2 was supposed to be a fan-made Call of Duty game with over 100 guns, ranging from Call of Duty 4 all the way to Black Ops 4, and more than 40 of the most iconic maps from across every Call of Duty game. Now, this can't happen in their eyes. We get Modern Warfare 2 2022, and in this game, we get like 3 maps every 6 months, maybe, and like a good amount of them are going to be remasters, and not the good remasters, the one we've had for like 3 years. You know, Shipment, the one we keep getting like every year, we'll get ones like those. You know, we won't get a map like Terminal, which we haven't seen since like 2016 or 2011, depending on whether you care about jetpacks. No. We're going to get the same 2 maps that should have been in the game at release. Regardless, this game was basically supposed to be the best of every game. It was a passion project. This was supposed to be Call of Duty Mobile on PC. They were even bringing back legacy feature that we've been begging for, like the Prestige system. And the fact that that's even a legacy feature is sad. It makes me feel like I'm a Battlefield player the way we get treated sometimes, bro. Like everything's a legacy feature that can't be added in the game. Regardless, this game was supposed to be everything a diehard Call of Duty fan has wanted. It had controller support, it was absolutely free and packaged all nicely into one game, exactly like COD Mobile. And you would think, well, if this game is cancelled, why doesn't Activision make it themselves? That's a great question. They keep putting out yearly games and don't just sit down and get Sledgehammer off making the games that no one wants to play and just making a game that will make a lot of money because people enjoy it and want to put their time and money into it. Instead, we have Sledgehammer now making a game in a year and a half because this game's not doing well enough. So now we're getting Modern Warfare 3 in the year of the same one we just got last year, which I'm still not sure how that's going to work. But again, this game wouldn't have any microtransactions or any transactions at all, because that would make it absolutely illegal since they don't own the rights or the rights to make money off the name of Call of Duty. And it's technically not called Call of Duty, but again, they're using the engine, the likeness, whatever. I don't really know the legal mumbo jumbo, but they can't make any money off this. So it was going to be that way. But don't get it twisted. Again, it's not like they were just copy and pasting stuff in this game and calling it a day. These guys had been putting hard work, thought process, and manpower into this game for absolutely free. This game has been in development for over 2 years. And they've added things like inspect animations, an editable HUD, and a private match joining system. We've just now gotten that in Modern Warfare 2 2022. And there's like a bunch of other small things like party game modes that we haven't had in like 10 years. Because like now we just get gun game and stuff like that. And trust me, this is like wasn't supposed to be Black Ops 2 Plutonium, where it's just like a server browser, has everything unlocked. You go play it for like 3 games and you're just playing Nuketown domination for 20 minutes. You get bored and get off. This was supposed to be a game that had a working stat system, a matchmaking system, and no unlock all. This was supposed to be an authentic and an amazing Call of Duty experience with lots of time, effort, and thought behind it. This game was supposed to have a well thought out progression system, things to grind for, and even cosmetics to unlock, like operator skins, melee weapons, calling cards, weapon variants, camos, all that stuff that you would want to grind for, things to keep you on the game, and a matchmaking system, you know, make it feel authentic and like you're actually finding people, not just playing on a server over and over and over again. You want to know what the best thing about this was? They listened to their community. These guys were actually listening. They weren't taking words as gospel. Unlike Infinity Ward, who they just put out an update and then close their ears and go la 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 la. They don't listen to anything anyone says. They're so stubborn on how they want their game to play or how their weapons and equipment is going to be balanced. It's absurd. It takes their game doing so badly that it's like someone has to like tap them on the shoulder and tell them what to do at some point. And I don't know if that's Activision or what, but it's gotten really bad. But SM2 had a section in their Discord where you could just vote on things. They would be like, hey, should we put stims in the game? People would vote yes, people would vote no. They would put that into consideration and think about it. And now I realize, like, making a game like Call of Duty, if you're Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, it's not easy. Making a video game is an extremely hard thing. Even with the resources of $1 billion company, it's not easy. I feel for the developers. But again, being a developer isn't easy. There's extreme crunch, extreme stress, and it's just not as easy as people think. You can't make everyone happy, and no matter what you do, someone will complain and scrutinize you. But with the way things have going, it just makes me wish I never had to see a game like SM2 go out like this. Which gets me into the next part. You might be asking yourself, well, how do these guys talk and show off a game for over 2 years and not have any legal trouble? Well, that's the next part of where this wonderful story begins. And that's with this April blog post we got about a month ago. And in this April blog post, they decided to go over some of the problems they had been dealing with. And they've done this in their other posts before, but this was a big update. This update talked about switching engines entirely. Because beforehand, this game had only been on the IW4X engine. And if you're not sure what that is the Modern Warfare 2 2009 engine. A very old engine. That game engine was so old that it caused a lot of problems trying to develop even the most complicated things in that game that are stuff we're just used to now. Like having multiple attachments on your gun was extremely tedious to get working in the game. And the reason for that, it was that the engine was running on the 32-bit, I'm not sure if it's architecture or what. This is just to my understanding. So what they thought they could do was hop on the H1 engine. And for people who don't know what the H1 engine is either, that is the Modern Warfare remastered engine. So that was back in 2016. It's nothing too crazy. It looks a lot better, and it was a lot easier to work with since it was so new. They'd be easily be able to put on multiple guns, attachments, camos. It would look better, play better, and you would get better updates more often. I assume that Activision heard this, and they did not like this. And again, IW4X engine, it's just an engine. All the files would be their own. They were just working with the engine. And again, even for the original SM2, it was planned that you were forced to have a Steam version of Modern Warfare 2 on your computer. It's just that like you own the game, now you have the access to the mod because you have the engine that you need. I assume that H1 was a little bit too new, so they said, nope, we don't like that. I really don't understand what took Activision so long to be like, hey, this is too much. This is going too far. We can't let this one slide. And again, I completely understand wanting to protect your IP, but it just feels weird the timing they like, because again, this is a fan project, a community project. This is coming from the publisher that's published Call of Duty, which was a main PC game for like the first 4 of them. That's had a mod support on COD 4, that had a server browser with so much mod support, so much content made by the community who loved the game. There was Death Run, there was Pro Mod, there was so much to play in one Call of Duty game simply because of the community who loved the game. And it even made its way to Black Ops 3, and it's still the reason why it's the top 10 most paid for game on Steam. People like the modded zombies experience so much that they're willing to buy a game that doesn't even function correctly in the year 2023. It's been 8 years and people are still willing to buy the game and play the modded content that the community makes because they like the game and care for the game and want to support the community. And I have respect for Activision and Call of Duty. I personally enjoy Call of Duty a lot. I wouldn't play Call of Duty if I didn't care, and I wouldn't be critical if I didn't care. And that doesn't mean you can go disrespect developers or people who work for Activision personally. That's never okay. You should never threaten or say something personally. People say things they don't mean all the time. I've done it all the time. I understand completely, but I really just don't understand this one. This is the same day that they announced that Overwatch 2 PvE was canceled. And a lot of the Overwatch community is outraged. They had been working on this for 4.5 years. And it was the whole reason they deleted the first game that people paid money for to go release a free-to-play version where you can no longer earn the cosmetics and you have to buy them for super inflated costs. No one's going to want to go from buying a game, getting that money taken away from you, and then now having to buy that content you could have grinded for free. And I think this is probably the worst timing that Activision can have for a situation like this. Again, I just wanted to give you guys an update, and because people still come to my chat and ask me when the game's coming out. I really don't know what to say, don't really know what to understand. I'm sorry if this kind of just seems very random. I tried to, structure this as well as I could, but I've kind of just sat here and ranted. But just wanted to give you guys an update on the game that's never come to be. I asked the developers if they wanted to comment. They basically just said they're really sad. They're just happy they've made a lot of friends, and they appreciate the support you guys gave them. If you want to check out my Discord and hang out with some people, find some people to game with a new ranked Warzone or ranked play, you can always join my Discord at discord.gg. Or if you want to find my classes, you can find them at Futives.com with my settings and all my social media. And again, I hope you guys had a good one. I'll see you guys next time. If I see you guys in my Twitch chat and you want to talk about this stuff some more, let me know. But hope you guys have a good one.